Join us, MrTruck.com, for truck reviews, trailer reviews, and accessory reviews. Okay, here we are up here in the Rockies. There's gunfire, there's wind, and we're trying to hope you can hear this. We're up here with this 2021 Jeep Gladiator Rubicon.
What is my mustache? I'm growing it clear into my mouth, so hopefully I have to open my mouth wider to eat. I have to eat slower and I have smaller bites. Yeah. I'm doing it to lose weight. I figure if it falls off in the mustache, I'll eat it later. So
doing that to lose weight, huh?
Yeah, that's the plan. Okay, going up the mountain. Kelsey couldn't make it today. That's too bad. Well, she had things she had to get done, emergencies. But the same engine she has in her big Ram 1500, so it would have been cool. Maybe we'll do it later. So anyway, I've got my oldest son Dave.
I'm smiling.
Are you smiling?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the same cab, so we're wearing masks. When we get outside, we won't.
I just wear a mask because I didn't shave.
That helped me out quite a bit too. Now I'm trying to grow my mustache over my mouth so I'll eat less. I'm determined to quit cigars, determined to eat less, get back to my old skinny self so I can live forever. But anyway, yeah, we all know what we're in. We're in this 2021 Jeep Gladiator Diesel 3.0 V6. Same one that's in the 1500, basically. I'm getting, I think it shows on there 28 on the highway. I haven't gotten as much as 29. We're pulling a little trailer. It's got my Honda 420 Rancher, and it weighs about 700 pounds. So we're pulling, let's see, what are we pulling? 2 and 7, about 2,700 pounds, which is nothing. This truck is actually rated to go 6,000 pounds. But the reason, I can put a big trailer on here and get it right at 6,000 pounds, but I want the trailer to match the truck. And that means a small trailer for a small truck, a midsize for a midsize trailer. I mean, I can pull the big wide ones, I can pull big horse trailers, I can pull big boats, but you don't really want to pull something that's that much wider than the truck. And these are naturally, the mid-sizes are narrower. These are great for, trail riding because you got all that room. We had a TRX in the same path we're going to at Bud School, and we had to really watch it because the trees were so close. That's such a wide truck. Well, that's the cool thing about a Gladiator. It's not as wide. It's, like a Wrangler. So you can go through all those passes and all those mountain trails where the TRX is more, for like Moab and stuff, where you're out and jumping the desert and the places that have a lot of room on their trails. But it's beautiful here in the Rockies. It's fairly cold. What is it? Oh, Jesus, it's 56 degrees. That's warm. It's a toasty day.
For a December day?
Yeah, and that's why all these bicycles are running around, because they're really happy now. So this is only a 14-foot trailer. It's my load trail. It's the one that will load into the truck and from the back. So you got 2 ramps, one on each end, plus the side ramps. It's a great little trailer. And this truck does not have a brake controller. And we're under 3,000 pounds by our 5,000 pounds. Let's see. Nope, in Colorado it's 3,000 pounds. You got to have a trailer brake on it, and this is only, we're 27, so we don't have to use weight distributing or a brake controller, so we're totally legal there. That's weird. All those states, they vary. Like California, I think it's 1,500. You got to have brakes. Colorado is 3,000, and Colorado every axle has to have brakes. Where Texas, you only have to have them on one axle in a lot of cases. But what's cool about this Jeep is a Torquey little rascal. What's it say for the horsepower and torque on there?
It's 260 horsepower and 442 foot-pound torque.
Yeah, I think the torque on this is the highest in the class of the midsize. This is an 8-speed. I think it's a ZF. It's a German transmission. The engine is Italian. The transmission is German. So we got an all-world truck here. And these are nifty trucks. I mean, they're expensive. What's it say for the MSRP on there?
It's $66,025.
Wow.
Or that's the total price. What's MSRP?
Yeah.
Base price.
Well, that's base. What's this number right there?
Yeah, that's what it was. 66,025.
Yeah, that's, you know, then I think that includes freight. So that's your starting price. See what kind of discounts you can get and rebates and such. But anyway, we'll see that. Yeah, the camera's still on the back, so we see these gorgeous mountains. But this truck is solid. I mean, you know, we just unloaded my Jeep. Finally got it back from the mechanic. Getting ready. Got the snow plow on it, and that thing is an 87. It's a rattle trap. It's noisy. It's windy. You know, it's not something you want to drive in the rainstorm, but it gets by. It's a trail riding machine. That's all it is. That's how I got it. Now this one is solid. It feels solid. You don't hear the wind. You don't hear the road noise. It's a solid truck. This is something I can drive to work every day. The only thing against it is the fact that it's small. I mean, inside it feels smaller than like a Ranger or a Colorado or a Canyon. You know, it's real similar to the Taco. The Tacoma is just real low to the ground, so a lot of things about it doesn't fit. And this has got, see, these are the gas engines coming at 410. I think this is a 373. Let me see that. Yeah, 373. So it's geared up, and this thing's got plenty of torque. This is really a torquey engine, 3-liter V6. But yeah, it's, you know, it's a fun off-road truck, which is what it's for. But you know, I'm a heavy-duty reporter, so I'm a little wider than probably the average people you'll meet. But I just feel really closed in on it. And with some people, I mean, like Kelsey, she'd fit in here fine, have a lot of room. How are you doing, David? Is it fitting you, or do you feel like you're closed?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It does seem like the dash, but it's like straight up and down.
Yeah.
And then the window too, but that's a Jeep thing, so.
Yeah, and that's like Hummers are that way too. They got that flat windshield. The Jeeps have a flat windshield, which means when you're stopping at a light, you got to back up a little ways because you won't be able to see the light because the windshield's so flat.
Yeah, you look like you're really, you know, stuck up close to the dash and stuff, but
yeah, I'm taking up every square inch of space I can over here. Both my legs are touching. One's touching the shifter, one's touching the door. So it would not be a cruise mobile for me, but it would be a fun off-road machine. And it's a lot longer wheelbase than a Wrangler, even a Wrangler 4-door. So that's the one thing it has about, you know, off-roading with it, is you do run into things underneath. So your approach angle and departure is not bad, but that, you know, underneath, your clearance is not great on this. Even though it's got the skid plates, it's got the rock rail on the side under the doors. It's all set. I mean, this is Rubicon, so we got front and rear lockers. We've got, of course, stick, transfer case, the high and the low, 2 in the 4-wheel drive. And it's really, I mean, Ram, I think, is winning the award now for the interior design. I love this. It's got almost like a fluorescent red interior.
It does have a cool interior.
Yeah, it looks cool. Everything looks neat on it.
Yeah, the dash is definitely really cool. It's like, yeah. And then it's got
it's like old school.
red threading
stitching,
and stitching around the steering
stitching,
wheel.
the piping is all awesome. We'll show you more interior colors of this, but you know, it's got all the cool stuff for off-roading. I'd love to have a front locker. That's what we're doing in our Jeep. We're going to put front and rear lockers on it. And this has got the front sway bar disconnects, just like it is in the Power Wagon. But you push a button and it disconnects, so you can do that rock climbing and you have all that extra wheel travel. Because this is like a 5-link suspension. You got the coils and the tracking bar and then the arms that hold the axle on. But yeah, it's the off-road mobile. Well, the wind is really blowing. Of course, that's normal now. The wind never was blowing in Colorado, where somehow we turned into Wyoming or Kansas.
Yeah.
And it does
seems
not
like the further we've gone up, the windier it's gotten.
Yes, this is terribly windy. We're going to try to do this in the forest up here on the Bunt School. Look at these trees.
Yeah,
holy cow.
It's blowing pretty good.
It doesn't blow my four-wheeler off the back. You look like that camera is straight back there. I can't see it. There's that tilt to the side.
It's kind of hard to tell. Almost looks like it's tilting, but
if I had my helmet, I'd bring it. It lets you ride back there, and you can hold on to that camera. See, my hat is basically touching the headrest, but it does on most trucks now. That's why I bent the end of it down. So it's not really. It's hard to find a truck made for a cowboy hat, even with a small 3-inch crown, 3-inch brim like I have. I can barely fit into trucks anymore. Holy cow. So fun getting back to the mountains. You know, COVID's still not under control, but there's more places open now. But
we just got done eating in a tent.
yeah, we ate in a tent at a restaurant, my favorite restaurants up in Longmont. They had patio eating. I was tickled to death. So I left like a 10%, or was it 30% tip. I've never done that before in my life. Must be the Christmas season. But I feel very bad for these restaurants trying to make a living, and the hostesses, the waitresses, all trying to make a living on such low volume of people. That great big trailer of Cimarron, that trail toy hauler Gooseneck.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And we went up on a mountain. We had to back all the way down the mountain.
Yeah.
That was fun.
How many feet long is that trailer?
Yeah, I think the floor was 26 feet. It was a Gooseneck. It was a toy hauler with living quarters and all that stuff.
Yeah, Mr. Truck knows how to back up a truck. That was insane what we had to do to get that back to where we were.
Yeah, it's all switchbacks. Everything we saw was switchbacks.
Yeah.
We've backed in and out of a lot of weird places though. This trailer here is climbing on top of boulders trying to turn around. Back up on top of a boulder and then jackknife around. So yeah, we have a lot of fun. Being in the Rockies is so great. Moab's not that far away. We went there one time. We need to go there some more often, and then go down to Grand Junction, and there's Penrose. We were talking about that this morning. We went to Penrose and stayed there, and there, it's not so cold there. You can go there this time of the year too. A lot of these places are just flat out closed. In 4 high, because we haven't needed to do anything else. If we were to climb up that next ridge with all that snow, that's when we would need the front and rear lockers. We don't have, I can't tell what we've got. Do we even have rear lockers on? I'm not sure. But man, there's a lot to learn about these Jeeps. I'm going to give you the lowdown on the back seats here when we can. Get out of this windstorm.
It's terrible.
It's a terrible windstorm. But we're both on camera. If I hold still.
It is kind of cool. I mean, there's a lot of things that move and adjust, and I can see where you put a huge amount of accessories and stuff into something.
Yeah, it's accessory queen. Mopar knows what they're doing on marketing accessories. Okay, hopefully they'll see us all coming down the hill.
Almost looks like the speakers move, but
yeah, they're big speakers.
Yeah,
you got to unbolt that whole back section, which is cool.
It's nice. So this probably comes out completely, doesn't it?
I don't know. I really don't know.
It looks like it's right here to here.
Yeah, and their old roll bars,
well, maybe not.
In times past, they didn't, the speakers were bolted to the roll bar. On this one, I really don't know.
It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, you got a seam here, seam here, but the speaker's right in the middle of the seam, so I'm kind of doubting that.
Well, remind me when we get to the end of the trail, back on the highway, I want to check all my lights. I don't think I drug anything off. But the back end of this, I've backed into some snowbanks before and unplugged the back tail lights, so make sure we don't do that. But yeah, let's see. Now we're going to go off-road pages.
I think the only other Jeep I've ever been in was Alan's.
Oh yeah, Alan's got a cool Jeep.
Yeah.
He's a Wrangler. His is a 4-door now. He's got the big one.
Yeah.
That's my nephew out in Oklahoma. And he comes to Colorado every year, and we're going to do that sometime together. Hopefully I can get my lockers on my old Wrangler. But Jeeps are fun, and everybody knows it, and they're so popular, and they keep improving them on, so you can use them for a daily driver if you fit in them. But I always wanted a CJ like Billy Jack, but I almost got a CJ7, and I ended up going 1 year newer to get fuel injected. And I got the first year of the Wrangler. But yeah, everybody's got a soft spot for Jeeps. And they've owned this market for so long, even though 4Runner from Toyota does make some inroads into that market. Now you got Broncos. They're going to try real hard to invade that market, so it's going to get better and better, which helps the consumer. Competition only makes things better in almost every category you can think of.
Don't go away, Mr. Truck.tv. We'll be right back.
If you have a short bed truck, you know it's not easy to hook up to a gooseneck. Pop-Up came out with these extensions from 9 inches to 16 inches to keep you from breaking out your back window when you're pulling a gooseneck trailer. And everybody uses a shore bed. That's the most proper truck there is a crew cab shore bed. So, protect that window.
The camera catches up. Oh, geez, what was that? I ran over one of those big Saskatchewans, Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I probably ran over one of those. Look at that rock shelf next to me. Yeah, they're coming to get more of these puppies picked up. I guess we could do that for a living, run around with 100 trailers. I don't know if they get permits to do this or not. Well, they just barely fit on there, don't they? You make sure those things are tied down good. 'Cause I think you'd want to put a roll on one side of them. And these guys are different too. But some of those Polaris are pretty long. That's why they're not going end to end. Look at all the fuel they've got, helmets and all that stuff.
What?
Holy cow, man, I bet these guys didn't rent out half of those.
2, 3, 4, 5.
And a couple of them up there like ours.
Yeah.
Backbone Adventures. That's cool. It takes some pretty good insurance. Love these Falcon tires. They got some old tread like I remember from the 70s. This looks pretty wild, but they're doing a good job of gripping. There's 13 degrees roll. I'll try to watch my trailer and you watch that and see if we can find some cool places. Oh, man, I love the cameras on this. That's a bad thing about being a journalist. Yeah, I get new trucks every week to go drive, but I don't get to keep them. Man, you know, it's so nice if you're rich, you just buy all this stuff.
Just get Ford and Chevy and Chrysler and Jeep to just give you one.
I've got companies to give me trailers, but I've never got anybody to give me a truck. So I guess the trailer people like me more or something. I don't know. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of accessories because we review them, and then we need a long-term review, so you got to have them for quite a while. I'm sorry. But that's what happens when you work too hard in your farm life and you do a lot of crazy stuff. I'm just lucky I have all my fingers. I have a lot of friends who don't have all their fingers. Let's see, what's...
See those fingers again.
Oh, yes. I've got them all. And I have friends who lost 3 of them. So, farm life, too many moving machines with its combine swathers, balers, all that stuff that wants to eat your... Am I going the right direction, son? I'm guessing that I am. Now let's see what kind of pitch I have going through this little ravine.
11, 12, 13, 15, 14, 15.
Yeah, you got a lot of ravines in here this go around. I don't remember this being this crazy. I've only taken trailers up here a couple of times. You were with me one time when I drug the jack off our toy hauler trying to go through some too rough stuff, and that way it goes to the river and the airplane crash. This way goes to the highway. So I'm gonna let this Toyota go around me because they're starting to ride my butt, and I do it like people riding my butt. So go. That's an old 4Runner.
Look what it says now.
High wind warning. Yeah, that seems to be the thing. Boulder and Gilpin counties, which is right where we are. Let's show the map. On my way home, my Ford does that. It tells me all this stuff. So we're right in the middle of the storm, and the wind has been terrible. Okay, there we are. Back to our sponsor. That is just too cool. We're in 4 high. If it gets too rough, we'll put it in 4 low and just let it walk it out of here. Man, look at those trees. That wind is right back up there at 60, 70 miles an hour. I just hope the voice recorder caught our opening. Whoa. It's all these little rocks that make it ride so rough. It's not the boulders or the ice shelves or the rock shelves They're nice and easy, but it's a little tiny rocks that drives you nuts, which makes the ruts and the washboard will just shake your teeth loose. We don't want to lose any more teeth, so we try not to get too rough. This trailer's done fine. I'll just check the tail lights, make sure I didn't pull off any wires. It's only 14 foot, so it's not like you're dragging what we're normally dragging, 26 foot, 22 foot car trailer. Some of my trailers are just too freaking low. There's no way they'd make it through here. That's my car trailer. It's got torsion axles and it just about lays on the ground. But this is the only trailer that I would take up here. It's been a good one. I love loading it front and the back. This is the best way to load motorcycles, if you can just lay that front ramp down into the tailgate and just walk it right into the truck. Easiest way to load motorcycles, because you know, jumping on that 5-gallon barrel and trying to walk them in is really a dangerous thing to do. Yeah, here's that corner we climbed up and out of.
Yeah,
can't really drop off, because that's the people can't probably see that from the front camera on this.
Yeah, that's the turn that we made earlier.
Yeah, lots of drop offs through here. A lot of guys shoot guns right there, back there on that mountain. It's a favorite target place. Okay, let's see. Let me lift up the big seat. Holy cow, there's the jack and all the tools. Then it's got a little compartment here. You open up, look at that. All kinds of places for storage. You got dividers, that's always nice. And then you flip the seat down. And let's see what's behind this seat. There's a cord up there. So you pull it down, fold the seat down, and there's a couple more compartments. Man, a lot of goodies. A lot of goodies behind that seat. You gotta flip the headrest over. Let's see what's on the other side. And this is the short side. You flip this up. You got a little storage bin under here. Dividers. I don't know what this is. Looks like to put bullets in there. I have no idea what that's for. It comes out. So I don't know. You can lift it out of there. If you can get it out of there, yeah. I'm not sure. It almost looks like where you put your bullets. I don't know. Yeah. The seat folds back down. So there should be a strap over here. Pull that strap. And whoa, look, all kinds of little pockets and storage bins behind the seat. You really pack this thing full of stuff. Cool.